Welcome back to the Sharpshooters Podcast. I'm your humble and gracious host, Mr. Brinsky Sharp, on the ones, twos, threes, fours, and the fives and the six, everybody. Good to have y'all back in here tonight. Of course, we're gonna be talking about this A-Day. May even talk about Auburn A-Day a little bit. If Ted's got any intel on it. But appreciate everybody. Sorry for the delay. Um and all that good stuff. Man, if y'all went to the A-Day, put your comments in the chat, man. I would love to hear about it because I don't know too many people that went up there. We're gonna definitely talk about the format and everything. But like always, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. And before we really get into it, gotta introduce the guys. My main man, Auburn fan himself. He's in another world. Love the background, as always. My main man, Tez.
What's the deal, man?
Not much, dog.
How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling great. Yeah.
How about you, coach? What's the deal?
Then you already know got Coach Carl in the building. What's going on, Coach?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Just glad to see y'all gentlemen, man. Get together to talk some sports on Sunday morning or Sunday evening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Going on chat. Gotta say what's up to our people in the chat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man.
Thanks.
They in here, man. Loyal supporters as always, man. Larry Lodge up in here, man. First one. Appreciate you. Sorry for the delay, everybody. But we're gonna get into it. Miss Janet, how you doing as always?
Favorite lady, Miss Janet.
Nick, what's going on, brother? What's going on, man? Good to see you in here, brother. Of course, she's showing us love as always. Joshua, what's going on, man? What's going on? Roll Tide. Well, I say roll Tide. How you saying?
How?
He's saying thank you, roll. I don't know. Oh man, Clinton, what's going on with you, brother? Everybody good out there? Oh, who else in it? Trapreneur, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you being in here, man. Make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to the brothers. Show them love. Show them love. Kind of, I'm a huge Simpson fan. Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh yeah, man. But appreciate everybody up in here, man. Of course, I told you, man. We talking about 8A. We talking about the Nico situation. We're gonna talk about recruiting. But of course, man, unfortunately, we're gonna start the show off with some tragic news. Kyren Lacey of LSU passed away this morning at his home. Unfortunate events happened. Rest in peace to that brother, man, and his family. Even the LSU family, community, his friends. Even though, man, we kid around up here and talk mess about these other schools, even Auburn, even talk mess about them, man. We never want to see nobody lose their life and nothing like that, especially not over no sport and whatnot. So I don't know what was going on in the brother's life. Man, I just know it's one of those situations that is extremely sad. And like I said, man, just praying for his family and his friends and LSU community. Y'all boys got anything to say about it?
Man, I just echo the same thing that you said, man. Prayers to that young man and his family. Prayers to the LSU family. Very unfortunate situation, man. I, I don't know. It's kind of a note to young people that, like, hey, everything can be going great, and then all of a sudden it could all go wrong. So you got to be on your P's and Q's out here in life, period. Not just about football, just, in life. So it's just unfortunate to see, man, such a young, talented kid, man, and go through that, and for it to end that way, it's just unfortunate. Prayers to everybody involved.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You
same
know,
thing. I want to like first let do like Josh said, man. That take a moment silent, man. You go ahead and announce the Prinsky, and then I'll tell y'all how I feel about it next.
oh yeah, man. Well, let's all take a moment of silence his for him, his family, and friends in the LSU community. All right, man. Yeah, man. That's just one of the most unfortunate events, man. Especially when you see a brother like dreams about to come true. Well, I know he had stuff going on in his life already, but and come true. I don't know, man. But Coach Carr, you can go ahead.
Man, one thing I just want to say one thing, man. I want to just say it to the athletes. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter how hard it seems, it's okay to talk to somebody. It's okay to talk to somebody. No matter what it is, man. Pick up the phone, call somebody that you know and trust that's gonna give you the right and the honest, true information that you need, man. If you have to surround yourself with somebody you don't know just so they can make sure that everything's okay with you, do that. Please.
Right.
We don't need to continue to have these situations popping off, man. I mean, I know social media can be very, 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 very crucial. Man, very disheartening, very mean. People are very, very nasty a lot of times on social media. And a lot of times when you're going through issues, especially with the issue that he was going through with the accident and the trial, the court stuff situation. It's sometimes it's easy to, and sometimes it's smart to take a break from your family, your friends, man, and just go somewhere, relax, and chill with people who have your best interest, but don't know much about you to even be concerned with with the money situation, with the draft situation. They're just there, man, just to help you find your way through it. Even if you check yourself in the mental institute, just to have somebody there to monitor you from time to time, and talk to a therapist, man. So somebody that don't know you, but know your struggles. Like we go through this everything, and as black men, our bigger issue is we think that we can handle all our situation on our own, and we can't. We need to learn. We need to get together as a collective, man, and just start talking to each other when situation going bad. We just have somebody you can call and talk to. I feel sorry for the young man, man. I pray that the Lord forgive him, and pray that the Lord bless his soul, man, and that you know that sins that that one sin of suicide that the Lord said will be forgiven because you can't ask the Lord to forgive you because you already been. It's too late because you don't done that. So I just pray that the Lord, pray the Lord just that God just forgive the man's heart, forgive the man's soul. He was young, immature, don't know better. So I mean, that's one thing I just pray, man, that all these young athletes out there, man, when it's hard, stay off social media. If it get even harder, pick up the phone and call somebody and get some help because it's never too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Piano man. Now I see you just jumped in here, man. Yeah, we just shouting talking about Kyren Lacey, just giving our condolences to his family and all that. So if you got anything to say, man, you can go right ahead. And that's how we're just starting off the show.
Yeah, brothers, good to see everybody. Good evening. I would say, I normally come on with some type of craziness, but man, this Kyren Lacey situation has sort of uh, taken the wind out the sails, coupled with the fact that in our community just yesterday, a brother right in Gulfport, Mississippi, uh, lost his life defending people at his church Easter egg hunt. A domestic thing broke out there, and he was trying to defend. He was trying to diffuse the situation, diffuse and defend at the same time. He ended up losing his life. Another brother who was also there ended up getting shot. So the point that I'm making is, man, it's just so much tragedies going on everywhere. But this thing with Kyren Lacey, that's heartbreaking and it's very, very unfortunate. But like Coach Carl said, and it's so true, and um, being brothers, black men, and it's not even just reduced down to black men. It's almost anybody now. You got to have a good support system when you're going through what anybody needs, especially us brothers. We need a good support system. But when you don't have that, I'm talking about a human support system. When you don't have that, it makes it hard to just per se just to trust God. And I'm not blaspheming when I say that, but it's like what Marvin Winans said in a song one time. Yes, trusting God is good, but we need someone with a human. We need to hear a human voice. We need a human touch. We need to somebody to sit down and talk to. And I'm not sure about uh, Brother Lacey's support system at all, but I just know that this was a brother that was hurting, and he needed somebody. And I don't know all of the 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 ills behind it or the situation behind it, but before you, excuse me, before you take matters into your own hands, seek help, seek some help, because our lives are not beyond repair. Things that God put these people, these therapists, and things for us here to help us and to be there for us. So my thoughts and prayers are to the Lacey family. And let me say this while I'm at it, be sharp. You're talking
No,
to
go ahead.
somebody who's been there, and
Yeah,
I'm on meds now. I'm not ashamed to say it.
yeah,
I've been at my point of wits end. I've been at that point of wanting to end it all because I felt like that was the best thing to do. But I thank God for a good support system, and then I also thank God for a good doctor who diagnosed what was wrong. And they told me I was on the edge of just snapping, and my snap was going to be I was about to hurt somebody, brothers. And so you have to know when to say when. You have to know when to let some things go. And Coach Carl put it right: stay off of social media, stay out of that limelight of that, cause people pulling on you, people talking to you, people talking about you, and this, that, and the third. Your mind gets crowded, and there it is. So I'm just praying for the Lacey family, but don't be ashamed or afraid to admit that there are issues, there are problems, there are thoughts going through your brain, and your brain is crowded, and you don't know what to do, you don't know where to turn, you don't know what to say. Get some help, and there's help out there, and reach out even to another person, and I guarantee you somebody will be there to help you. And if they can't help you, they'll put you in the right direction where you can get some help. My prayers are to the Lacey family. Like Coach Carl said, I just pray and ask that God will forgive, and then I hope the family will forgive him as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
That's well said right there, for real, piano man. Cause hey, man, ain't tomorrow's never promised or whatnot. If you asked me if I knew anything about this situation, I would have said, man, the man just preparing for the draft and just getting ready for all that, either day one, day two, or day three. Oh man, just living life. Just finished school, and what I found out about him today, I didn't know he played for the Raging Cajuns before he played for LSU. I thought he always played at LSU. So he played down there with Trey Amos. You know, I was like, no, the Raging Cajun got him in a jersey. I did not know that until he transferred to LSU. So definitely special prayers out there for them too.
Thanks.
And Joshua was putting this in there, said been there, tried that, almost 11 years clean from drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
Sucks people don't want to reach out because society now frowns upon man talking about their feelings. Hey man, it's not even today, to be honest. It's always been that way. And that's the
Exactly.
unfortunate part.
Yeah.
No, it ain't even today's time, man. It's always been that way. And that's why it's always good to have a good support group around you, people that you trust. that you can just go talk to. Because I wouldn't advise everybody to, if you don't want to talk to a therapist, just talk to somebody that you truly trust.
Yeah.
And all that, man, that can give you sound advice. Somebody that won't sit there and judge you. Like, and it's hard to find those type of good friends in life, and especially if you have one, man, you need to hold on to them people. And he said, he also had another one said, hell yeah. Well, Nick said something first that led up to this. He said, I understand you, Joshua. I took pain pills for 25 years and got clean 2 years ago. See, man, just stuff like that, man. Crazy. Man, bless you, brother. I'm glad you got clean and all that.
I'm about to say the same thing, man.
Yeah.
And Josh was like,
Being
hell yeah.
so hard thing, man. So congratulations to both of y'all, man. Keep up.
That's right. Keep up. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
facts.
Exactly.
And he said, hell yeah, Nick, congrats. Well, hell yeah, congrats, Nick. Pronounced dead April 23rd, 2013 from heroin and cocaine, then got into a coma, woke up, and they were ready to pull the plug also. Hey, see, man, God had a plan, man. I'm telling you, man. You just never know, man. You just never know. Like you said, man, just seek help.
Big up.
That's all, man, because these guys go through so much, man, and just people in general. But I just know they got the spotlight on them for their problems more than we do. So when they do something, there's a magnified 10 times more. So definitely don't want to harp on it too much, but rest in peace to his family.
Yeah.
And I'm not rest in peace to his family, rest in peace to him. Praying for his family, LSU community, and his friends too.
True.
But talking about the good old A-Day, man. Try to brighten it up a little bit. Had A-Day. Piano Man had the privilege of being up there. And I seen a few clips and stuff. Like I wish they televised it, but of course, we in that new day and age in college football, man. So I'm gonna just let you know, man. This it's difficult to say what is good for college football and what is not. But I'm gonna start with you, Piano Man, because you was up there and you had your own eyesight on a lot of things. So what did you see up there? Impress you or didn't impress you? Stuff like that. Just tell us whatever you want to tell us.
Well, fellas, since we got this Auburn fan on him, this Auburn guy, he's,
Yeah, don't run back and tell this information either.
He can run.
I'm
He
taking
can.
notes.
He can run back and tell this if he want to, because it ain't gonna help him none. But anyway, and that, by the way, there was an Auburn fan. There was a guy dressed in Auburn attire there yesterday.
I saw that.
We let him out. We let him out. He made it. But anyway, let me tell you what I was not impressed with. I was not impressed with the format.
Okay.
Of how it was. I wasn't impressed with it, but I also understood at the same time of why it had to be this way. First of all, if you really didn't know who you were looking at, if you didn't know who was who, it was easy to get lost, because what you had was basically drills. That's what I called it, drills. Very little scrimmage, because each group had their own thing going. It was like going to a 7-in-1 conference. You had a group over here, you had a group over there, you had a group down here. And so what you had was a smorgasbord full of groups doing different things. Obviously, a lot of the attention was on the offensive group. But y'all, my attention mostly was focused on the O-line, because they sat right there in front of me. I was right there in that section where the O-line was. One thing that I can say, and that's this here. they were really battling. They were going at it. They really were. They were going at it. It wasn't like like full speed, but yes, they were pretty physical. It still remains to be seen what it's going to be like when you put it all together. Hard for me to say they're going to be this, they're going to be that, they're going to be strong, they're going to be weak, whatever. But I'll say this: I think the O line is going to be okay. But I said this, and I said this on my show last night. I said it on Twitter. As long as the injury bug don't hit the O line, it's going to be cool. It's going to be good, especially running the football, because Daniel Hill, Richard Young, Jam Miller, those dudes are the business. I'm gonna say that they they're what we've been needing the last couple of years. Solid, hard running, hit the gap real good, and be decisive about it. Let me get to the quarterback right quick. Obviously, I'm gonna say this sort of low. Ty Simpson is he's gonna be it. He's gonna be it. But I'm gonna also say this. Keelan Russell, I see what the hype is about. From a practice perspective, that dude got a sweet throw. Just got to bring it under control a little bit. And when he begins to connect with those guys, it's going to be something to see. So, future's bright. Um, but like I said before, it's just spring. I don't get all hyped up on it like other people are. I don't try to read anything into it. I don't try to take anything out of it. It is what it is. I think that by August, when we begin to have those fall drills, is then that we can make a fair assessment. You got so many people injured, don't be sharp. Coach Carl, all of y'all, is so many injured, just like uh, um, Josh Quavers out, Bubba Hampton out, Damani Jackson out, Deontay Lawson out, Danny Lewis out, Marshall Pritchard out, Keon Sapp. They were out, just literally out for spring. And then you even had another list where I didn't have that one with me and everything, of just folks who were just limited. And Ryan Williams was part of that limited list. So you didn't get a fair assessment. And that's what I saw yesterday. Just those that could play, they played. They did okay under the circumstance. It was very, very vanilla. Nothing to write home about. But I think just come August, once everybody heals, because that's going to be the telling tale right there, is how everybody heals. Jalen Hale was on the limited list. Like I said, Ryan Williams was on the limited list, and various others were on the limited list, and they didn't do much. So it was hard to me, you couldn't make a fair assessment. But come August, I think that's when we see it then. But to answer the big question, I believe the quarterback will go to Ty Simpson unless a miracle takes place and Austin Mack or Keelan Russell has this super breakout summer and Ty just falls off the wagon. Right now, as of today, that's Ty's job.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we was all expecting to hear. And a lot of people was confirming like it's clearly that Ty's the starter. Um, and of course we all knew who was the most talented, Keelan, but it was just being youthful. Still got to put in those reps, game time. But when he gets there, he's gonna be there. So it's just like he's just gonna still develop and going into the summer, leading up into the fall. That's gonna lead up into the first game against Florida State. So definitely can't wait to see how that's gonna go. I see Anitra just dropped up in here. How you doing, Anitra? What's going on? Roll Tide. Um, I think Josh asked a question. Said were you impressed with Austin Mack at 2, or did he look like a 3?
Um, hmm. I was always taught if you can't say nothing good, don't say nothing at all. But Austin, I'm going to say this from an old school perspective. Austin plays too nervy for me. He is like, I think he's one of those players where he will perform under the pressure of some stuff. But to answer his question, to answer Josh's question, to me, he functioned at a 3.
Mm.
It was a 3. I mean, just honestly, there was even a pass that, okay, you intercepted twice. There were even some passes that he short, that they were just short. They were not crisp. They were not there. But that's not to say that he can't improve, because I believe that he can. But yesterday, just answering the question from yesterday, I have to give it a 3.
Okay. Coach Carl, I'm about to say from everything you've been hearing from everybody, from Justin Smith, shout out to Justin, Clint Lamb, shout out to Clint, and all the Alabama reporters and everybody that was out there, from what you were seeing from videos and all that. Anything that caught your eye about A-Day?
Well, from A-Day, man, I talked to some people that was there. I had some family members go. They had some video clips I looked at.
Okay.
But from my perspective, man, it's the exact same thing that happened when we was there. Like, we went up there, we met with the team, met with some of the coaching staff. It's the exact same script that they done when we was there. Nothing changed. That's kind of the reason why I really didn't want to go to the game. When they said it was going to be the practice script, I already knew what the script was going to be. I'm still saying the same thing that I said when I went to practice, man. As of right now, y'all can clearly see why I said Tyler's going to be the starting quarterback to start the season as of right now. But you still have them to August. When they start going into August, by the end of August, I think Keelan Russell going to be pushing time for that starting spot. Because the thing that you see, some of the videos that I saw, some of the stuff that some of my family members told me about Keelan Russell, only thing that he's messing up right now is some things I saw when I was there too. Is that quick read? Like he trying to diagnose plays like Bryce diagnosed plays. Like Bryce would pre-read and he knew exactly where the ball was going. But with Keelan pre-reading snaps and then wide receiver turn wrong, the wide receiver make the wrong read, and then he threw a pick. So it's just like once he get on page with the wideouts and the wideouts can read his thought process, he probably gonna be the most dynamic quarterback we've seen at Alabama, because that kid talent is cerebral. Like he's different. He's like a doctor, man. He get that scalpel in his hand. It's different than football, like a scalpel to him, and he's slicing and dicing with that scalpel. But some of the videos, man, like it's not really much that you can tell me. Like I didn't want to say anything about 17. I'm still not gonna call his name, because start calling 17 name, everybody gonna start paying attention. Not gonna say much about 17. I'm not gonna say much about 11. I saw 11 had a few drops. I saw Austin Mack. Austin Mack did the same thing when we was there. Big big talented on. He just do too much downfield. Like his first read, he want to go downfield because he had that big, strong, powerful arm, and he want to showcase. So the first thing Austin Mack does is just go deep, and then those short intermediate passes, kind of like Jalen Miro was doing last year. His arm is so strong and so big that they want to take something off the throws, and then the throws like they gut a ball right at the wide receiver's feet, because you got to take some off your throw because you had that big strong arm, and then the ball always just gut a ball at the receiver's feet. And even when when you don't take enough off it, they bounce off their hands because you're throwing the ball so hard. So that's one of the reads I saw with Austin Mack. And then the second part about it is the fact that he's not that nimble. So when the pressure comes, he really can't scramble in the pocket. He just takes sacks. Offensive line wise, you're never gonna know how the offensive line be, because they're never gonna show you anything. They're only gonna give you so much for offensive line. They want you to start seeing video with the offensive line struggle, so you'll think that the offensive line really not that good. And then when the season starts, they come at you real hard and real fast. But they're never gonna give you full flair of what the offensive line gonna look like. inside of a scrimmage that you can video. Now, when you can't video, like when we was there, we couldn't take pictures, we couldn't video. You can see the start lineup. You can see how strong they were, how they were progressing, how hard they came out. You can see them making more blocks. Like I said before, only problem I saw on the offensive line at that point was with conformity. And it wasn't the fact that he couldn't block. It was the fact that he was light down low. And Quay Russaw, basically bench pressed him and dropped him on his butt. Other than that, the offensive line blocked perfect. They had a few losses, a few times the freshman lost. When they put the freshman on the right side, the freshman lost. When they put somebody else on the left side. I think Wigan Farm went from right to left. And then they put the freshman in there. And he lost a few times. But I mean, when you're going against Quay Russaw, as much as Quay Russaw bench and squats, it's hard to win unless you one of those elite offensive linemen in the league. Quay Russaw is a big, powerful dude. And a lot of times Quay Russaw beat both of the tackles. Other than that, man, I think Cam Dewberry going to be really, really solid at that guard. He looked really, really strong, really fast, looked really powerful. He get off the ground real fast. Put it like that. When that ball snapped, Cam Dewberry head is in the air. He off the ground. He got his hands on you. He know how to fight. He know how to then keep his low center of gravity, and he can move his feet. So the offensive line, I think the offensive line is gonna be phenomenal, man. Like I said, the running back, everybody know the running game gonna be stellar. Along with the passing game is stellar. The running back gonna be stellar. And I heard a lot of folks talking about Bama might go 6, 7, 8 deep. I told y'all earlier, man, I think that's a 10 deep wide receiver room. I think everybody in that wide receiver room can make plays. And I'm talking about big time plays. It ain't a person in that room that even some of the walk-ons make plays. Like that room may be the most talented room in Alabama history. And I'm talking about that you go for Henry Rose, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Waller, all them cats in the same backfield in the same wide receiver room. This room here can be that lethal. I'm talking about that wide receiver room is scary, Brinsky. Yeah, you get to T-Town and you go in there and just look at them hands on. That wide receiver room is scary. You're thinking Ryan Williams is Jerry Judy to take the top off the ball, damn to catch everything. And then you got 17 playing 17. Then you got Isaiah Horton. Now he's a bigger, taller version of Smitty. Good hands, good route runner, powerful. And now you got 30 freshman, Derek Middles, catch everything, kind of more like a tight end type. But that kid is big, fast, and strong. Still got 11. He got 8, which is Jalen Hill's number now. Man, you got 5. I mean, it just keep calling out numbers. That wide receiver room is probably the most talented room outside of the DB room. The only problem I feel like with the DB, watching a whole lot of film on the DBs lately, I seen I think your boy posted one, Kyle Henderson. I think I looked at some of that. The only thing I didn't like about the DBs, man, they gave up a lot of plays. But that wide receiver room that we have, I mean, you're gonna give up a lot of plays. I hated to see 17 just come off the line of scrimmage and burn through the whole DB. So, but it is that type of guy. I mean, I told you that 17 come off the line of scrimmage, run past everybody and start talking Smith. To get their ass on the track and start running track because they ain't having no speed to run with them. So they different, man. I mean, that team is different. Only thing about it I really don't like is that we as fans did not show up to support them like back in the day, like when Nick Saban, like last year. Nobody showed up to support them. And I think it may be because of the fee or the fact that it wasn't a game. It was just practice oriented type of game. So hopefully something to be better, man. We get them fans back in the stand because at some point, man, that was the only time some people went to the game. Like that was the only game that they can go to because of the game because they didn't couldn't afford to pay the money to go to the back games like most of us does. So I just hope we figure out a way to get that game back free, get the people back in the stands so that they can sit down and meet the fans. Well, meet the players.
Okay. Well, I know Yeah, that was probably the most disappointing part with the fans not being there. But of course, it was just a practice. It wasn't like it was a game. But my main man, John, just came up in here. What's going on, bro?
Sorry for showing up late, man. I got the kids and had to go grocery shopping and everything else. So,
man, nah, man, trust me, I know how life be lifing, man. If you can give I know before I get to you, I'm just gonna see you all up in here. Brian just jumped in here. What's going on, bro? I know you came up in here late, so it's all good. Who else up in here? Of course, everybody agreeing with Coach Carr. That's a good thing. Lacia Brooks, of course, gonna be a problem. That DB room. If we having problems like that with the DBs when it comes to those wide receivers, only thing I want to see is it happen on the field. That's the only thing I want to see. That is all, pretty much for the most part. But yeah, John, you talk about what you seen or heard about A-Day that you like and love.
well, I'll start off with what Coach Carl said, the fans not showing up. And it doesn't help that they don't stream or put anything out there on the network. I'm all the way out here in San Antonio, man. I couldn't take time off of work to come all the way up there just for like a scrimmage this year. And it kind of made things a little bit more difficult. Obviously, I got sent film from Justin Riley and those guys at Bama Standard, thank God. Really saved me in that aspect. But, man, look, Latia Brooks, I know Ty has been talking about this dude for a while. When he started talking about him, I jumped on him and started watching film on him. I can't name the last wide receiver coming in with this much hype from high school, maybe outside of Ryan Williams, because winning the Mr. Alabama football, whatever award 2 years in a row, first one to ever do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, this guy, it's one thing to hear about it in practice, and then you watch it and you get to see this stuff in person or on film. And it's like, this guy is not just track speed, right? Like, he puts on shoulder pads and it's game speed. Like, it is crazy electrifying to see him. It's almost like Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith had a baby. And this is the result. The guy knows how to separate, right? He's so twitchy, so fast moving, man, like Jalen Waddle was. He can high point the ball. I really don't know what, honestly, he's not great at. But once again, you want to see this in a game, right, against real competition. Like, what I mean by that is obviously like against Florida State, teams like that. So I don't want to jump on it so fast and be like, oh, this is the best wide receiver room ever. But my God, I mean, with the hype coming in this year, and maybe with Ty Simpson and with Ryan Grubb coming in, what was supposed to be last year, this year, and piecing this maybe together, we may be seeing a second coming of Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, and those guys, and maybe piecing this together with Isaiah Horton at 6'4.5", coming on strong with Miami last year with Cam Ward. And then hearing and seeing now him lining up at the tight end position a little bit. I mean, Ryan Grubbs, if you guys watched him with Seattle this past year and then Washington the year prior, the way he leaks tight ends out, sorry for the sun, guys, down the seams, my goodness, it's scary if Isaiah Horton is going to line up in that position occasionally and leak out. It's almost going to be unstoppable with him. And you think of Ryan Williams, Latia Brooks, Jeremy Bernard, strong, fast. We already know about him. I mean, it goes on. And we're not even talking about Jalen Hell. We're not talking about Cole Adams. You know what I mean? It just goes on and on. And it's almost like you could talk about it all day. But me personally, what I wanted to see, LT Overton, right, him make his mark this year. Quay Russaw get back healthy, right, do his thing. Because in my opinion, he could have been maybe the best defensive player we had last year. If he would have stayed healthy, no telling how many sacks he would have ended up with. I'm really hyped for this year, but I'm trying to keep it in temperament at the same time. Like, keep your expectations level, even though I don't want to, right? Knowing that Ryan Grubb is here and everything's supposed to be in place the way it's supposed to be, and hearing everything and seeing everything put in place. And then really, to me, what stood out when I was watching the film, in all honesty, was Ty Simpson is the quarterback now, but Keelan Russell is the future of Alabama football. And he's coming fast and hard, because the way the ball comes out of that guy's hand, It is 90 miles an hour, and he is quick to release it. He reminds me a lot of Tua with the release, but damn near the arm strength of Jalen Milroe. Not there yet, right? So I'm not going to say he has Jalen Milroe's strength. That's just ridiculous. But his arm talent, in my opinion, is the best in the room. Ty Simpson's got the edge up in experience. You know, he's going to be able to make the adjustments. He's going to go through, and if you watch the film, he can read the whole field. He's not half field guy. He's not a one read guy. He's the whole field. And I feel like when Keelan gets there after maybe year one, I'm not going to put too much on him, but there's a reason why he's the highest rated player to ever commit to Alabama, according to 24/7 Sports. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, high praise right there, man. But we kind of already expected that from Keelan. That's why I said I don't want to see him play early at all. Like,
no, me neither.
It's just like, well, it's just like a shiny new toy, and you trying to play with it on December 19th, and it's not on Christmas Day yet. You got to wait for it, man.
That's a good analogy.
Be patient, but I do believe we're going to see packages with Keelan only because he's so good so early. I think it's almost impossible to keep him off the field. I mean, if he's that good in real time, you got to see a little bit of him, right? And especially with this NIL thing happening. We saw Nico. We saw what happened there. Look, nobody at Alabama wants to see something like that.
Right.
So.
No, man, we can wait. So it ain't no rush, man. I feel like we can just wait. It can be like Bryce. Everybody wanted to see Bryce. We waited to see Bryce the next year, and then Bryce is, compared to many of us, the greatest to ever play at Alabama.
And shout out to is it Kevin Riley? They got up to 240 pounds and looks like, my God, that dude is turned into a stud at running back.
I didn't know he got there.
Yeah, he got up to
240. Daniel Hill 242.
Daniel Hill, that's who I'm talking about. Daniel Hill's, I don't know why I said Kevin Riley. Daniel Hill's who I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Bro. They're eating them Wheaties for real.
Got that right.
And Keelan.
Jonathan. Let me say this, Jonathan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Slips. The way Keelan Russell's coming on, week 3, if Ty Simpson slip, Keelan gonna start against Georgia. I'm telling you. That kid, Brinsky, is just that special. I saw that kid make throws, Brinsky, man, that I ain't see Patrick Mahomes make. I'm telling you, that dude was underhand ball like a pitch. And I mean, it's like an underhand pitch. That ball swing on top of the defense lineman and fell in love with Brooklyn. And I was like, ain't no way in hell. That dude threw an underhand pitch for a reception. That's something that you can't teach.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to give a shout out to JB up in the house. Roll Tide brother, he was up there. Shout out to the Bama Standard. He was up there with everybody. I don't even know. Was everybody up there, John?
No, not JB. JT was up there. Justin made it up there. Smoke couldn't make it. I don't think Marvin even made it. This year was a bad year for a lot of people to try to get up there. About half of them made it up there. I couldn't make it this year. Yeah, so it was kind of off-putting to not be able to get people up there, but you know what I mean? And them not showing it and streaming it was another frustration.
That was whack.
Yeah. They need to change that.
Yeah, they definitely gonna figure that out.
Yeah.
But
if you're not having a spring game, why not stream it? It's just a practice. So why not? I mean,
I guess they don't want everybody to get the looks from everybody else and start calling, because we already gonna get into
but they're gonna do that anyway, man.
You could just send somebody to the game. It's free to get in.
I don't know.
You're right.
Yeah, you got Bama all these podcasts anyway. So you think these coaches ain't watching Bama Standard? Come on, bro. Like,
you're
right. Regardless. That's why I don't say names when you're talking about those young cats. They're trying to keep those numbers and not the names.
Man, they know who you talking about, man. They know.
Hey, man,
I read them.
Unless they Auburn fans, they don't understand that.
Oh nah, bro. If you got any type of pulse, you know who he talking about. Like if you call it, you can't
Yeah.
hide it.
Exactly.
We seen the
Mhm.
videos, bro.
Yeah.
You can't
But
hide it.
since
We know what you got down there.
Ted's on here, man. I know we talked a lot about Alabama. Anything you seen with Auburn? Anybody that stood out for you, or you seen any videos or heard anything, or any player that just standing out? Of course, we
Man.
know Cam is always standing out.
Oh God, bro.
Facts. Man, I'm gonna actually echo a lot of the things that y'all said about y'all's A-Day. Because we had a similar format. That's why I was interested to see Piano Man's perspective, because he actually went. So I wanted to know, like, how did he like the format and all that. And hearing him say that, you know, some of the players are on the other side of the field because they doing drills. And something I didn't think about. Something we experienced when we went to the Senior Bowl, right? When they were doing their practices, you would have them split up into groups, and who you want to see may be way on the other side of the field. You got to walk around the stadium to get there. Sometimes it's just not worth it. What Jonathan said, man, I didn't get a chance to go to A-Day. It would have been nice for them to stream it. It just would have made a lot of sense. I don't know how many people attended ours. I saw them actually post pictures of y'all's where they compared the crowds. I'm sure I was the same. I'm sure attendance was down because it wasn't a game. But like, I feel like if you're gonna do it this way, and then you're not gonna have that type of attendance, then the least you could do is stream it. I think it would. I think both of them would have did really good numbers, either on live or rewatch. People would have watched it for sure. I know I would have.
Yeah.
But that's a minor change. I think that's something that both schools can implement and change very easily. As far as players, I was excited to see Perry Thompson caught 2 touchdown passes. Of course, it's in the spring. He's got to put it together on the field. But to his credit, he didn't get a spring last year, so he came in the fall. And I saw, just videos of a couple. Horatio Fields, who's a transfer, come in, make some big catches. We had Dylan Gentry make a touchdown catch, who's unsung in that wide receiver room. One thing that stood out to me was what was interesting about ours was Jackson Arnold actually didn't participate because of a hamstring injury. So this was the Deuce Night show. He pretty much got the entire. I think we had a walk on Colvin. He was there, but this was the Deuce Night show. Right. I was impressed with how the ball came out his hand. I was impressed with the accuracy, and everybody that I've seen talk about it, it's kind of like I'm gonna say something when I get done with this whole player thing, but it's gonna make it make sense. But they didn't see that talent, that type of arm talent, in the quarterback room last year. Uh, Also, he got picked off twice. And what was interesting about that, it was by 2 true freshman safeties, Eric Winters and Antoine Fagans, who we were excited about. We don't want Deuce throwing picks, but it is exciting to see those guys as freshmen stepping up and making plays like that. That's amazing to see. But yeah, just from a spring practice, it's not a lot that they can tell you. But what I was going to say, what I was alluding to is like, and I've said this before. Some Auburn fans don't agree with me. I'm sure some Alabama fans are not going to agree with me about what I'm about to say. This year, for these two teams, the expectations are so similar. Like when you look at like what we're both trying to achieve, we got a true freshman quarterback on both teams that people are wondering, like, can he play this year? Can he not?
Yeah.
We're both excited about our receiving room. The way Coach Carl described y'all's receiver room, you ask any Auburn fan, they're going to describe ours the same way. We're also both excited about our defensive backs, right? We both have a lot of depth, a lot of talent, a lot of young guys. We're both returning a lot of young guys on defense. We expect the defense to be special. Like, hearing both sides of this coin, this Iron Bowl debate talk about their prospective teams, with me trying to be impartial, it is very similar conversation. Like I thought I was tripping, but like no, like the more and more I think about it, and I think the more and more we get closer to the season, we'll see it. Like both of these teams really think kind of in similar situations with what they expect. And it's kind of weird. I will say this. I did have a conversation with somebody about freshman quarterbacks. I also kind of echo Coach Carl that I think both Deuce Knight and Keelan Russell will see the field. I think maybe they both see the field this year towards the end of the season, or like he said, maybe in the middle of the season, they both see the field. The conversation that I had, somebody brought up an interesting point. It was like, I know we don't like true freshmen playing, right? But a true freshman now and a true freshman 15 years ago, totally different. But if you're a true freshman now, you've played way more football than a true freshman 15 years ago. And a lot of the true freshmen now, as far as quarterbacks, are stepping into systems that they've played their entire high school career. So like it's a little bit different. I don't know if that breeds success, but like, yeah, I think you can see both of these guys for both teams see the field this year. But yeah, that's all I got about that, man. I didn't go, so I don't have much intel.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by they play more football now than they played 15 years ago. Like you talking
Well,
about like 7 on
yeah,
7 or
Yeah,
something
in terms of camps, 7-on-7,
Yeah,
a lot of those
development.
things. They've thrown probably more passes. Just
that don't mean they're better.
no, it doesn't. But I'm just saying, like one of the reasons why in the past you say you wouldn't play a freshman is because of experience. They just haven't done it. But like now, these kids, they played a lot of football at this point. It's not like it used to be.
Yeah, but this college level, man, I still like I go by history.
Sure.
Like it may sound good, like yeah, you're doing this in 7-on-7, but it's different when you go out there on a Saturday night and you playing in Brian Denny and it's 100,000 people out there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
yeah, no doubt.
I just gotta see it. And somebody gotta prove me wrong because history tells me.
Hey, I'm with you. I 100% agree with you on that. It's just that somebody brought up that point and I thought about it and like, yeah, you're right. You're right. They have played a lot more football now. Just because of camps and 7-on-7 and things like that.
Yeah.
They're definitely bigger and stronger. What they were.
Yeah. They definitely stronger. I definitely give you that. But that don't mean it's this up here.
Oh no.
It's this up here.
You either got that or you don't.
Yeah. And I think we just rushing them. Oh, this is funny. So only 87. That was a good one. I was like, I couldn't even get my statement out because I seen that was a good one. But yeah,
that's fair.
You know, how many do y'all see for real?
It's about 87,000.
Oh, for real? I don't know why I thought y'all had at least 90.
It's way loud. It's way loud. It sounds like 200, doesn't
it?
That's why you thought it.
Yeah, a bunch of hillbillies.
Hey, I don't care. They loud.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. They
get loud on third down. That's all I care. I don't care where you come from.
Yeah,
be loud on third
down. They weren't loud on the grave digger play.
They were loud before he caught it.
They were loud. Trust me, they were loud.
Oh, no, they
were loud before he got it.
Hey,
they were definitely loud on that Kid 6.
Before you once he caught it, the whole crowd went dead. I mean,
oh yeah. I'm still. I don't want to sit here and act like, oh, I just had my chest poked out. Man, I'm over here like, man, I got to pay this man this money. Lost his bet. Then next thing you know, boy, I lost it. I just couldn't believe what I just saw. Shout out to Isaiah Bun. I know a lot of Crimson Tide fans like to give him a hard time. I don't know why, especially when you make a play like that. You good with me forever.
Well, he's going through a hard time right now. I don't know if you've seen.
Yeah. And that was no point intended at all. So yeah, man. Hopefully that works out too. But one of the conversations. I think we got all the 8A out. So definitely shout out to Miss Williams. Sorry we couldn't make it up there to the party. I wish. And that's the only thing I was mad about on A-Day. Didn't make it to the party. Put a little drink in my sense, get a little oil, all that good stuff. But that was the only thing. But what we really want to talk about is this good old Nico situation. And I still don't know how to say Nico's last name that well. But y'all know who we talking about, Tennessee quarterback, well, former quarterback. So it was on me and Coach Sean was on our good brother John's show Friday in there, and we just so happened to be talking about this situation. And I just so happened to mention, I said, I would be surprised if he's on there Friday, next Friday. And then I changed it up and said, I'll be shocked if he's there on Monday. Little did we know he wasn't there. The next day, they moved on.
Yep.
I think majority of the people that's seeing this situation, like it's a win for like college football, because it would have been a snowball effect. If you seen him who hasn't even lived up to the money that he's getting now. And he comes out there and he's getting $4 million just for that type of play. Now imagine if somebody that is living up to that money that they're getting. Like I ain't even gonna say a quarterback like Dylan Stewart up there in South Carolina. He said, if you give Nico $4 million, I'm at least six. So, man, I seen I forgot the coach name just that quick. How I just go bring
Josh Heupel.
Josh Heupel, thank you.
Yeah.
Josh Heupel said no one's bigger than the team. Basically, just saying, hey, we ain't standing for this. Mario Cristobal said the same thing. He said, if you even try it, you might well just head for the door. So you can see coaches like making that stand. They're not playing that game. So, like, okay, you want to ask for money, but it's a way you got to do it. And before I move on and let y'all just have at it, I don't understand like how I don't like how some like Ryan Clark. Shout out to Ryan. I love Ryan. But Ryan Clark, even one of my favorites, Josh Pate. Some people trying to defend this. I don't think this is one of those situations you can defend. I understand you don't like administration and the powers that be and all, but it was a terrible way that this was handled. This was a god awful way that this was handled. This could have been handled a lot better. Like you could have got your money, but you need to get better representation fast, man, because that is not the proper way to handle business at all, especially if you playing like that. But you guys can go ahead.
Oh man, I go ahead, I guess. Shout out to Josh Heupel. I just want to say that before I start. Shout out to Josh Heupel. At every level of sports that I've either observed or just participated in, from me playing sports to my daughter playing sports, I've seen what I'm about to say. I've seen this come true. The sign of a good coach is one of the signs of a good coach is can you bench or cut your best player for disciplinary issues? Can you just walk away from him for the sake of the team? There's not a lot of coaches that can do that. There's not a lot of coaches that can look at production and say, you know what, despite what you've done, I'm going to have to let you go. I'm going to have to put you on the bench. You don't believe me? I promise you, I tell Auburn's story. We had Gus Malzahn. There's a lot of disciplinary issues that happened. He would still let them get on the field the very next game. Things like that. And, you had other coaches, whereas I don't think Nick Saban was a coach that was like that. It's like, hey, I don't care what type of production you bring in. We can go on without you. Now I've seen this. When I say I've seen this at every level. Even my daughter's softball team, I've seen this before, where you have a great player and she just doesn't have a good attitude. And some coaches would let her play. Some coaches were like, no, you got to sit on the bench. So shout out to Josh Heupel for looking at what was their starting quarterback, doing something that was, none of us agree with, kind of egregious in saying, no, we're just going to move on without you, bro. We'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? This is a team that was, a playoff team last year. And for him to say that, like, that lets me know that that locker room now will probably run through a brick wall for him. If he didn't have him before, I guarantee you he's got him now. Man, the whole Nico situation is like Brinsky said, I don't know who's advising this guy, right? Because you put yourself in a situation where, like, I don't think anybody would the team that would take a chance on you probably doesn't have $4 million to pay you. I don't think any team that has $4 million to give a quarterback wants to touch you right now. So. And I know some people agree, some people disagree. I think the one thing that everybody agrees on was, like, college football had this coming, right? Even the people that are trying to justify it, I think they're trying to justify it because they're saying that, like, this has been, in the works for the past couple years. So, like I said, we talked about it. It's crazy that it happened just like couple days after we talked about it, a day after Brinsky said that he was going to be gone. He's gone. Like, but this is the reality of it, right? Like, this is the the reality of what they've created. What's scary is what happens when somebody with the production and the numbers to back them pulls this same stunt. Kind of easy to look at Nico because he threw for less yards than Peyton Thorne last year. No, you're not getting $4 million. Right?
Even I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he did. But what happens when, a Heisman Trophy candidate says this and demands money and says, I'm going to hold out? Like, is it the same story? Does a Josh Heupel say, hey, no, nah, you got to go when it's a quarterback that runs for 4,000 and passes for 4,000, runs for another 1,000 yards. Like, do you let that type of production go? And what do other teams think? It's interesting. Like, I know you said it was gonna start a snowball effect if he hadn't done that, but I think it still did. I think you see somebody try to pull this again. Like, it's not gonna stop. The floodgates going. It needs some type of structure. And he needs the kids need some type of consequences from making these bad decisions like this. He personally, like, he could have done this without it being public, right? If you just wanted more money, you could have done this behind closed doors. You didn't have to make it public. If you just wanted to lead a team, you could have just transferred. Nobody would have said a word, right? Even if you transferred after your freshman year and you just announced you was in the transfer portal, you said nothing about the money, people would have been upset. Oh yeah, these kids need to stay, but nobody would have been talking about it the way they're talking about this, man. For you to come out and say this and try to basically extort a school for $2 million more than you was already getting, man, that was man. He learned today what professional sports is really like. He learned a valuable lesson of what professional sports is really like, because this is what will happen in the NFL. If you're not worth your salt, like, okay, you're gonna hold out, stay holding out. We'll find another quarterback. And in the era of the transfer portal, you definitely can't pull like nothing like this. It's too easy to get talent. In the spring, there'll be quarterbacks. They'll find one.
Man, before one of the other guys go, I just want to put out Jeremy. I don't see him going to Florida State at all because they got the kid out of Boston College. He's pretty good.
Castellanos.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. Appreciate that. But yeah, man, it's just new day and age, man. Like, even in the NFL, if you gonna hold out, at least be that guy to hold out. You just can't be an average guy and just think you're gonna hold out. That's like me going to work right now, and I'm always late. I don't do my work, and I'm staying over there. I need a raise, and I'm stomping my feet and all that. Oh, okay, that's what you want? Okay. They can bring another person in there that will be probably way better, clearly, and may take less money if they offer it. So, like, man, you just make sure you're that guy to to be demanding something like that. This is just life right here. But one of y'all, let's go, man. I would love to hear y'all perspective on this.
Well, my problem was with Nico is this, man, is that if you $8 million kid coming out of high school, right? And then you show up in college. Once you got to college and you started this year, your production showed me that you probably was a $1 million kid coming out of high school. Because I mean, you look at his numbers, look at Jalen Miro number, for instance, you might be able to pull that up. I think they had kind of the same number. Miro might have had more passing yards than Nico. And we killing Miro for his play. And we got fan bases killing people in the fan base, killing Miro for his play. And they praising Nico for that lackluster, you know. Or something like that, and 5 interceptions. Like, man, that's second string quarterback type of damn number. And you want to get $4 million, bro? Like, shit, if Tennessee happy with 2,600 yard passing and 5 touchdowns, well, how many touchdowns? I think it had, what, 9?
Yeah, 19 total touchdowns. I don't know if there was. Wait, no, that 19 passing
600 yards and 5 interceptions. But 2,600 yards as a starting quarterback is not really that damn good if you're a 5-star quarterback. That tells me that your offense is predicated.
Just for reference, he threw for the 10th most yards in the SEC.
Wow. That's
Sharp,
not good.
you're muted.
It's my fault. And Tez just said we need to donate $1 for every time that happens.
Yeah.
And
somebody will be rich.
Somebody gonna be rich, and it won't be me. But like Ted said, man, Peyton Thorne was higher than him, and I didn't even know that info. So that tells you everything you need to know right there.
His touchdown to interception ratio is great, 19-5, right? I can't take nothing away from the kid there, but 2,600 yards is not a lot.
It's not.
Your ratio better be good when you were handing the ball off to Dylan Sampson.
And one of the best running backs in the country. So that definitely helped. And then they had a top tier defense too. Because I can tell you the games that he didn't step up in, the Georgia game, he didn't step up in. Really, the Alabama game, we gave that one away. All the way. Which I still get pissed off about. The Florida game, they were supposed to lose that. Oklahoma game, if Oklahoma played like how they played against us, they would have won. We seen what he did in the Arkansas game, especially on the last play. So it's a lot of games you can point to, and that's not a good thing, especially the Ohio State game. So it's too many games that you can point to that just saying, my guy, you're not worth $4 million. You're just not that guy.
He had what?
Go ahead. I was about to say, listen to this real quick. I'm gonna name some quarterbacks: Peyton Thorne, Taylor Green, Brady Cook, Lenore Sellers. All of them threw for more yards than Nico on less attempts. Jalen Miro threw for more yards, but Jalen Miro had more attempts. No, I take that back. I misspoke. Taylor Green had more attempts. Jalen Miro had 319 attempts, and Nico had 334 attempts. So Jalen Miro actually had less attempts with more yards. That's insane.
But you're a $4 million quarterback.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to point back, I think, to Miami when they signed Carson Beck. And the captain went to Duke. I forgot his name. And, it was very open about why those guys signed. And, Brinsky already talked about this on my show. They didn't sign until their NIL was in place, which was almost $4 million. And I think I won't completely trash Nico, right? So somebody's got to be representing this guy. He's a young dude. Somebody has to be giving him advice somewhere.
Yeah.
And those people need to be put out in public, like whoever
True.
that is.
True. There's
Because
no way he came up with this by himself.
no. No, absolutely not. I don't think he's, he's a pretty smart fella, it seems like. So, right. So I don't see him doing this by himself. So I won't completely bash him. And look, I'm not a Tennessee fan. I've seen what Philip Fulmer and I've seen what that administration has done. So just saying, I wouldn't put it past Tennessee. I'm not going to completely buy into what they're saying either. So this is one of those situations where I think Nico made a really bad decision and he took some really bad advice. And unfortunately, he's going to take the brunt of. And look, I think somebody's going to be desperate enough to give him close to $4 million. He's going to find some suitor, SMU, with oil money somewhere that's going to find this money, $3.5 million or whatever it may be, and give it to him. And I don't believe he's going to go anywhere in the SEC because that rule is still in place to where he'll have to sit for a year. And clearly he's not wanting to sit. I mean, that's obvious. So I think it's a bad situation. I think it's just a bad situation. And I think it's going to be a snowball effect no matter what, Brinsky, in any direction. I think you're going to see more of it now that he's did it. This has Jimmy Sexton written all over it, agent-wise.
It does. You're right.
It smells like Jimmy Sexton, in all honesty. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Only reason why I say, man, like the snowball effect, like if it would have went through, like we would have just seen chaos in college football.
Yeah.
Like we would have just seen mediocre player after mediocre player after mediocre player trying to get money. And they just trying to raise the bar. Now it's just out of control. Now I can understand if the top tier guys are doing that or whatnot, but I doubt. But what they're gonna learn from this, they're not going to put it out in the open. They're gonna no, I'm still go to we know they're here for football, but it say student athlete, but we still know they're still here for football.
Bro.
We still know they're here for football.
Yeah.
But it's a whole another world, bro. And like you said, John, I don't want to take credit for this because you the one that pointed out the Carson Bet stuff. Like I didn't know that. Like you said, he had his stuff. He wanted to make sure everything was tip top shape before he signed. Nico was the other way around. He was already signed, but you want more money, so you got to come in there and try to play ball a little bit, man. You got to try to handle this thing on the business side, man.
I got those rings.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Honestly, I don't mind a grad transfer doing that. Like if you graduated, you're essentially going to school to be an employee anyway.
Yeah.
He's going to Miami to play football. We're being honest. I don't mind. I don't mind that. Yeah, make sure everything's in place before you get there. Like this is like pre-job for you, like almost. So yeah, go ahead. But 1 year as a true freshman, well, not a true freshman, but 1 year. Come on, man.
Unproven, man.
I think
and to extort your way out of there, like that's
my fault. And and just to end it with not end it. I'm just talking about with me. Just talking about when John was saying it's going to be somebody out there desperate. I can promise you ain't one of the top teams.
No.
You're not even going to see none of those top teams go after. Now you may see. I don't even see. I think the report. I thought USC was going to pursue them, but they said no, we're good. I think there's still a possibility that can happen, like a UCLA or something like that. But I just know he's going to end up somewhere out west somewhere.
I think that's where he wants to be.
Yeah,
I think it's where he wants to be. Where I think he ends up is in Bill Belichick's hands in North Carolina. I really do.
That's interesting. That one can I can actually see that one.
Yeah.
So
that's in development.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
But
that's interesting when you said that. That gives me something to think about.
Yeah, I'm about to say, piano man, Coach Carl, what y'all got in on this, man? Talk about it.
Well, in my opinion, I'm just going to look at the effect of it from his perspective. To me, Coach Nick Saban said for the student athlete to create value for yourself because of what Nico wanted and how it was publicized, overly publicized, and this, that, and the third, and him not going to practice and not doing any of those things. To me, now going forward, he has created less value for himself because, like what you all just said, that none of the top teams are going to want to take him. So, like as of yesterday, UCLA is what I was hearing now. What John brought up, Bill Belichick, that's a good thought. Uh, I could see it happening, but from a financial perspective, he actually, no pun intended, he shot himself in the foot by going about the business aspect of it all wrong. Um, like what y'all just said, what did you do? Did you deserve it? Because hey, you're talking money now, you're talking millions of dollars. So what did you do to earn this? Basically nothing. Sampson carried your team. Squirrel White was doing his thing, when you could get him the ball. But you as an individual, you did not have, okay, I'll give you a good for instance. I don't like to bring this dude up, but you did not have a Will Howard type year. Go back and look at his numbers. His numbers prove that he was working out. Will Howard was coming in with that at Ohio State, with those numbers. Yeah, he deserved it. Nico, no. So now going forward, I believe that he has now taken the value away from him, and it's going to be a minute before he sees that type again. It's going to push him back to the beginning of things. No matter how hard they push, no matter how much they push to try to get this millions of dollars, he won't see it. And so I think the lesson to be learned is that create the value for yourself, bloom where you plant it, do what's like what you said. Uh, uh, be sharp. If it was a top tier guy, yes, and you're producing, ask away. But you're not producing, well, then bring your production up, and then we can talk.
Very true.
But with that piano, man, the problem is like Tennessee don't have Texas money. Tennessee don't have Texas money. So if you trying to strong on Tennessee for $4 million, what does that lead Tennessee to give? What you name that number one quarterback coming in there next year? What's his name? Brandon Fagan, whatever name.
Yeah, Fagan.
Yeah.
Like what that leaves him? Like you gotta think about that, and then the fact that you're gonna give Nico $4 million. What's the asking price for this kid now? Before this kid even shows up on campus, at some point you're gonna have to set a precedent around like we're not gonna be stronghold because our evaluation of you is clearly lower than your evaluation of yourself.
Mhm.
So why would I give you $4 million when I still have a 5-star freshman on campus? Like you're a 5-star freshman when you came in, you're not producing. Why not turn the ball over to these other 5-star freshmen behind you that is equally talented you or better, talent wise? So I'm Josh Hyper, man. Like we don't saw Josh Hyper offense and anybody that flows in Josh Hyper offense. He done had what 2 NFL draft picks on the offense, and then Nico comes in this year in the offense actually took a step back. Honestly, from what I'm thinking, and I thought that Nico was gonna light it up after the first couple of games. He was lighting up the scoreboard, and then we start getting the SEC play. His production actually dropped considerably from the beginning of the season, and more and more quarterbacks around him flourished better than him. Here, Danny Boy and Papio had a better season than Nico. So I think it more like maybe his team was trying to stronghold Tennessee to get a better deal because somebody was calling for Nico, offering Nico probably $3 million, and then they're trying to strong on Tennessee for $4, just so Tennessee can say no, and then he can walk away scot free. It was something with that magnitude, or maybe it was a fallout between him and Josh Hyper or something. I have no idea, but
you still. I think he froze again, but he'll come back up. But
man, I'm not gonna keep killing him because it was a dumb decision. But I
It's all right. Yeah. I'm about to say,
I think he's stuck.
yeah. No, he back home. I'm about to say, Coach Carter, your camera froze like towards the end of what you were saying. But yeah, man, I believe it was definitely it was just a bad way of just doing it. I just think that's just the only problem out of this whole thing. Like, okay, man, you can demand more money. Nobody's saying that he can't get more money, but you got to in saying. And the one thing that I definitely had a problem with a lot of folks saying, talking about he has leverage. What leverage did he have? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, this is college football, bro.
Like, man, you gotta what you had like y'all had like that's Peyton Manning out there. That wasn't Peyton Manning. If that was Peyton Manning in this time, he has a lot of leverage. But this, like, come on, man. Yeah,
I think.
Go ahead.
Now, I think another question we got to ask is how hyped and overhyped was this 2023 QB class? Because man, when you look at the names that popped out, the one name that's not being negatively talked about right now is the one guy that sat and wait his turn. That's Arch Manning. He was dragged through the mud by everybody talking about how he wasn't going to be no good. Just his name. He's patiently waiting. He's the one guy. When you look at Malachi, you look at Jackson Arnold, right? You can look at Nico. You look at, I think, Lagway. Like, where are these guys at? You know what I mean? Like, and then I think the hype on the QBs, we got to almost slow down a little bit because every year it seems to be getting worse and worse with so many camps popping up everywhere that it's the next Peyton Manning, it's the next this, it's the next that. And it's like, guys, can we just let these guys sit and watch Arch Manning be the guy that comes out of this class that's just NFL written all over him because he sat and waited his turn.
And that's what I was saying earlier.
Man, that's a great point, man.
With what Tez was saying, talking about these guys played a lot of football, but is it a lot of good football? I'm like, no. I think that was the problem that Tom Brady was saying. Like, it's a lot of bad football being played out there.
Yeah,
and the coaches are dumbing down the playbook because they not understanding. I'm like, if you want to get to the next level, like, they're not going to dumb it down. That's how you start weeding out these scrubs against the good and the great. It's like either you got it or you don't. And we clearly see I didn't expect nothing from Arch anyway, man. Not early, because I'm like, you behind another big time 5-star prospect.
Yeah.
And he was gonna wait his turn, like, and I was like, man, look who his uncles is. He's getting coached well. Trust me. He's getting coached well, and he doesn't need to pay for these coaches. He's getting coached well all his life by one Hall of Famer and potentially another one, and his uncle Eli. So, man,
yeah, a lot of it is what Jonathan touched on. Out of high school, man. You know, one of the reasons that this dude think he's entitled to this type of money and they're able to do this because they gave him like $2 million before he played a snap.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So he didn't have to prove anything to get that. Not in the SEC, so he's probably thinking it just works just like that. And then on top of that, like, man, to your point about the freshman quarterbacks, a lot of these schools with Texas in that particular situation, they didn't sell. I can guarantee you they didn't sell Arch Manning on playing time. A lot of these schools this is how they're landing these kids. They're saying, hey, you can come here and play now, and we'll pay you. So it's just as much onus on the schools as the kids. Like, you know, to a high school kid coming out, like, you tell me I can play right now in the SEC, I can start. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the school every time, and you're gonna pay me. I'll pick the school every time.
And that's the thing, man. The one thing that I loved about Coach Saban, man, he didn't make those type of promises. He made the only thing that he promised you will have an opportunity. And that's it. And if you are the best, you will play. It's just that simple.
He did a
That's
great
why.
job of managing his quarterback room too. That's a big problem with these teams is like they in positions where they gotta play these guys some of the time because they mismanage the quarterback room.
Facts.
And then with the portal, with the way quarterbacks are leaving, you're gonna see a lot of freshmen getting the opportunity to play because quarterback rooms are just walking out the door these days.
No.
2 at a time.
Yeah.
And this is list right here, man. Of
There
course.
we go.
Okay.
I'm about to say, Dante is still it's still out on him.
Yeah, he's still
He's still playing.
So we got to see
He's
him play. I believe Dante is super talented. Wish he stayed at UCLA, but he at Oregon, so he is definitely going to have a lot of talent around him with Decorian Moore and Evan Stewart and all those boys. So he's definitely. I expect big things out of him this year. Jackson Arnold, up to this point, any Oklahoma fan that we know, shout out to Jay, shout out to Jason, shout out to JB. They'll tell you they have not been impressed by him at all. Malachi, he just bouncing around. He should have just stayed at USC and waited his turn, jumped the gun, trying to play fast. Nico, like I said, been mediocre up to this point. Anytime we've seen Arch play, Arch been good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now it's his team with weapons. So with Ryan Wingo about to have another year under his belt. I forgot they got Jamie French in his class. He's going to attract people just because of who he is.
Absolutely.
Last name. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he is that dude, a Manning that can run. So he's throwing like his uncles and running like his dad.
So here's what's interesting now. Now let's say this we haven't seen Arch Manning, but let's just hypothetically say that this is Arch Manning demanded this type of money. Even with him not being on the field, people would frown upon it, but I guarantee you have more teams looking at him like, I take a chance. I give him that $4 million.
Yeah,
because you know who he's been coached by. You know, it's. I can promise you, it's enough that you've seen Arch Manning that you would be like, oh yeah, I'm giving him that money.
Now people would still trash him if he went about it like this. Like,
oh yeah,
don't get me wrong.
But at the same time, he wouldn't even go about it that way because his uncles, his uncle, his dad, his grandpa, all of them are class personified all the way through. And I see it, and some folks like to get on, which I still don't understand, like how they handled the draft with Eli. Like, I don't want to go play in San Diego. If you that terrible of an organization, which I wish they would have did that with Bryce. Like if your ownership is terrible, your personnel is terrible, your coaches is terrible, your players is terrible. I don't want to go there. I want to have my son in the best position to play well. That's just any parent. So
Bryce parents not NFL royalty. Bryce family not NFL.
Hey, I'm not arguing it. I'm not arguing it.
That's the only reason it didn't happen.
And the huge difference between Arch Manning and Nico. I live in San Antonio, and there's Arch Manning banners down here. The marketing alone is going to get you $4 million. The publicity alone is going to get you that. Nico is not striking me as that character.
I was about to ask. So, how much money do you think that he's making in NIL outside of the school, like third-party NIL deals? Is he?
It's probably got to be. It's got to be insane. I mean, if I had to take a guess, he's probably making at least right now $5 to $6 million a year. You would think.
Yeah,
a whole lot.
Like,
I think more, a little bit more.
And
like
Austin
just off like brand deals and stuff like that.
Yeah, and Austin's an exploding market out here. You know what I mean? And I'm in San Antonio, and like everything up there in Round Rock is just pure money, oil money. So I can only imagine. Yeah, they're pouring everything.
I was referring to Nico. How much do you think he's getting?
Nico.
Yeah, just from a marketability standpoint, and because that's how you get those third-party brand deals and stuff. NIL.
That could be a ploy of why this is happening, because who is everybody talking about right now? You got a really good point there.
That's why
I think they're only talking about them just because of how the situation went. I think they'll talk about anybody like that just because they haven't seen nothing like this up to this point.
But I don't think for him to ask for the school for that type of money, like it just leads me to believe that he may not be doing so well in the third party stuff.
Yeah, you're.
Mm.
Or, I mean, can we honestly sit here and say that maybe an agent has told him you're not going to go maybe in the first 2 rounds, or you're not NFL ready, and you just may not survive in the NFL, and he's trying to bag his money now.
And that
That's
I was
possible.
thinking that
That's
too. So
possible.
yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point.
That's possible.
Like, because I'm like, this is his eligible year to get out there. This is his junior year. And I'm about to say, he can play. You got basically 2 more years of football. So you can work on your game. This is what I'm talking about right here, man. The NFL is going to weed you out. They're going to put, if you a scrub, you won't be there.
Yeah.
Either you got it or you don't. And that's why, like, man, I don't see nothing like the way you handle this. That's why I don't like all the transferring. Like, you're going to transfer from team to team. Because once it's time for the NFL and you want to sit there and pout and all that, okay, pout. Where you going to go? We can release you. It don't mean nobody else going to pick you up, because this is the best of the best, man. You be a professional. Unlike you have to be that dude to get that type of opportunity, man. And I don't see, like, wherever he go, he better show out.
So it just dropped. Nico wasn't just asking for $4 million either. He also he was in contact with Bugatti and wanted a Bugatti Chiron as part of the contract as well.
Mm.
You're making that up, right?
No. It's it's there.
John, you got to be shitting me.
No, it says he was demanding. So his demand was 4.3 million total with the 2025 Bugatti.
Mm.
So that, let's see here, blah blah blah, 8 million. So essentially, what he wanted to do wasn't necessarily ask for more than 8 million. He wanted to restructure his NIL to where the bulk of it came at the beginning now, where he got the car and then he got less later. So yeah, that's what they're talking about now. But still,
A Bugatti, bro.
What's in them damn cigars in Knoxville?
bro, when they beat Alabama, they must have lost their damn mind.
They got that,
Something got to be.
they got that Reggie pack in there.
Because it's and to answer your third party question, I looked it up. It says, so, now this is just what I could find, that his NIL deal with Tennessee, the collective, was structured to where he couldn't sign a third party. Everything had to run through Tennessee. So that made
that's interesting. That adds another caveat to it. Not that I'm saying that he's right, but like, I would love to see him restructure his deal to where he could get third party. Like,
yeah,
I think that's what he should have done. But like, yeah, he's probably now it kind of makes sense, because you probably on a team with guys that are out here getting these brand deals and stuff, and you're the starting quarterback and you're capped at some money where you can't go out and get it on your own. But I don't think the way to go about doing that is try to extort the school collective for money. That doesn't, it's not going to work that way.
and that's all hypothetical. So let me
yeah, because I remember one of the more famous NIL situations is Bryce Young, right? Because he would never have to demand money from the school, because he was getting most of his money strictly off third party brand deals. The way it was set up, right? So, and I guarantee you probably made more than $8 million off of it. Off of yeah, that's interesting there. Yeah. This all just, at least, like, it just gives more credence to the fact that they need to enforce some bylaws and rules.
But like
you shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah. The thing, and that's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, no, you shouldn't be able to do that. Like, nobody, like, you make whatever you can make while you can.
That's the opposite of name, image, and likeness. That's the opposite of NIL.
But the problem that I had with that, this is why you got to have good representation. He doesn't have great representation. If this is your parents and none of them are lawyers, like, what do you expect? I expect something like this. Yes, they may have good intention, like, oh, they just throw out that money, like, oh, $2 million, but they ain't reading the fine line, like, oh, you can't go get a third party sponsor without us.
That's weird.
That's what I'm saying. Like, man, you need an attorney, man. Like, I don't care. This is why the NFL is the way they are when it comes to like agents. Nobody can just say, I'm an NFL agent. You have to go through that process to actually become a NFL agent. So when you don't have these type of problems, now I ain't gonna say you just a perfect agent after you pass this test, but at least you're going through this. I don't have to you don't have these family friends that worked at a tire shop 6 months ago. Now all of a sudden they're a college agent. Like, come on, man. Where are we now? And
So
that's gonna hurt his reputation, man. And I just need folks to be honest about that.
He basically signed a 360 deal out of high school.
Can I restructure my
Tennessee?
Say it again.
That's funny you said that 360 deal. Man,
that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is, bro. That's
but what you say, Coach Carl, my fault.
Can I restructure my contract live on air?
Hey man, I don't have much. I don't have it. I'm gonna tell you right now, so the folks will know I don't have it. But yeah, man, this is great. Like this is really a 360 deal for real. That was a great comparison.
That was.
It is. If it's true, I mean, why would you do that though? Like, I'm really interested to know, like, did they offer him more money if he gave that up, or like what was the incentive? Like, why would you give up your name, image, and likeness in the era of name, image, and likeness?
I think with stuff like that is I don't think he gave up his name, image, and likeness.
It didn't cut out.
The school get a percentage of whatever the deal you sign, and it have to be a deal. In order to sign that deal, there have to be a deal that doesn't hurt the brand of Tennessee. You know, you're playing in Rocket Town.
I got you.
So you have to right way. So maybe it was just a deal the way Tennessee structured it, that you just can't go out there and sign a deal with a cannabis company. And, you know, promote Tennessee jerseys on cannabis jerseys. Like,
I got
you. Like that.
Makes sense.
Just got to get into the nuances of that deal, man, and find out exactly what it's all about.
That would make sense, though. I can see them doing that.
Yeah,
man,
that's interesting.
That's a good point.
Get a lawyer, man. Please don't have if your dad is representing you or your parents are representing you and they're not lawyers, get a lawyer. Get a great lawyer. Because I wouldn't recommend nobody do this, man. I'm telling you, because we seeing a prime example, and these coaches are putting their foot down. The university, you can't bankrupt these universities. I'm sorry. You're not going to. So make sure you have the right people around you giving you sound advice on how you need to move. And I'm gonna say this again, and I'm gonna keep saying it. If you want to go to the NFL, man, you might well learn how to like deal with adversity where you at. And now, if they're not treating you right and all that, I understand. Like, hey, man, I'm in my senior year. I haven't played one time. I stuck it out. I couldn't get there. I understand if you hit the transfer portal. I would never understand why a freshman would touch the transfer portal. Like, just get better, man. Just get better. I'm telling you, it's a lot of guys. I can only imagine if, like, Devontae Smith left after his freshman year. I can only imagine if Derrick Henry left after his freshman year. I can only imagine if Bryce left his freshman year just because they wasn't playing. So, man, just think about that before you make that move, man, because whether he like it or not, he lost a lot of money. He's missing out on a lot of money because they clearly seeing how he acting, and he's gonna have to work his way up to build his reputation back up.
Yeah.
But,
and now he's got to be amazing, right? He can't be mediocre. He's got to be, any mediocre stats, even high mediocre stats. Man, they gonna trash him. Like he got to be nothing short of amazing, huh?
And then the thing about it, Ted, he was getting $2.5 million. So you're gonna restructure your contract. Just get me my name, image, and likeness. You can keep the Bugatti. I buy my own damn Bugatti. Let me
That
get
was
a
what.
percentage of my jersey sale. Like let me
Exactly.
be signed with Kellogg Cornflake, or let me get the Fruit Loop commercial. Let me do
Right.
something, man. Outside
Right.
there, you got Coke, Pepsi,
Yep.
Dr. Pepper. Let's make some of these commercials where you could have got that extra $1.5 million off commercials, off jersey sales. Don't try
Right.
to on the team for that, man. Just restructure your contract, and then you can be able to sign NIL deal. And I think Tennessee probably would have caved on that portion of it. But
True.
just to ask for Bugatti and $4 million, you probably would have made more money on jersey sales than you would off that Bugatti and that extra
True.
$1.34 million.
I'm gonna take it a step further. They probably, I'm just gonna be honest with you, Tennessee probably would have caved on that if he had just went to practice. If he had showed up and did and still was making those demands, he might not have got the full $4 million, but they would have negotiated something with him. He's a starting quarterback.
Yeah. And it would
And
never been public
yeah, when you sit out like this, it's like, nah, I got to make a point. Like, no, you're not finna just publicly hold me hostage like this. Nah.
Somebody
that's the
advised that
problem.
man.
It got publicized.
and not answer the phone.
Yeah, that's the problem, John. He publicized it, man. Like he made that knowledge public, and then once you make things public, like NFL type of deals, man, the college was the right thing. I can't lie. Tennessee did the right thing. Don't cave, cut your losses, because if you don't do it now, you got the stellar quarterback coming in. You got the stellar linebackers on the other side of defense. Everybody gonna start making demands. It will trickle effect all the way through the SEC. Then 2 weeks later, you'll see Jeremiah Smith with Ohio State making these demands, man. And it would have spared out. Been terrible.
It would have been more justified if Jeremiah did it. It would have been way more
right.
not him. That's what I'm saying.
But
you still can't have Jeremiah Smith coming in there making demands. Because when he making demand, Ryan Williams started making demands. You start getting you got Ringo out there in Texas started making demands. You had the Cards just not getting into college, started making demands. It'll trigger effect, man. So you really want to try to nip it in the butt before it starts.
Yeah.
And then if one of those guys start, we try to keep that on the wraps. Like if Jeremiah go in there and ask me for $5 million, I'm gonna be like, hey, bro, let's talk about 3.5. And then he was like, no, I'm gonna go play. Okay, I gave you $5 million. Just don't tell nobody. You know, like that. Try to keep it on the wraps because you don't want the whole world to know. And I gotta pay you $5 million a year.
Man, so think about this. There is going to be a team, like y'all said, that's dumb enough to take a chance on them. Think about what that's going to do to that locker room. I'm just hypothetical team. I don't know. Just to say you go to a team and they got the Big 12 linebacker of the year, player of the year on defense, a linebacker. I don't know who that is, but they're just, let's say he's on the roster and you insert this kid who now is getting $4 million to be there. What do you think that this kid on the other side of the ball, when he actually has the stats and the accolades to back it up and get more money, is going to say? What do you think the center, if the center is like on the Remington list or something like that? You know what I mean? He's making $1 million, and then you just bring this kid in who threw for less yards than Peyton Thorne and gave him $4 million. Like, what is that going to do to the locker room? How do you think those kids going to look at that?
I can tell you that for the fact. If that Joker comes in game 1, 2, and 3, and he's not lighting the damn scoreboards up, that center is not gonna block. He can get his ass fired up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get $4 million, $1 million, and you making the team go in reverse, they're gonna let his ass get fired up. And then they're gonna talk a lot of smack about him, and then the coach will end up running him off, and it's a waste of damn money. Period.
Yeah. I told Brinsky on the phone, if I was on the team and he came to my team, I'm gonna refer to him as $4 million man every time. Every time I see him, if I'm on the defensive end, every time I hit him, I'm gonna say the same thing. $4 million man.
You best believe your jersey number's 4.
Oh yeah. Man, that's what I'm saying. I was gonna mention that too. I like, no, go and say what you gonna say. I knew you were gonna say it.
$4 million
$4 million man. Now I'm like, hey, bud, you better come with it, cause we're gonna knock your head off, boy. But man, just to close out the show with little small recruiting. guys. EJ Crowell was up in Tuscaloosa for A-Day. Sedarian Morgan, that's pretty big. Everybody was out there just waiting to hear what Will Fong and guys at Touchdown Alabama, Bone, and all those guys got to say about they trip. Hopefully they all good. Of course, I want all the big time recruits to come to Alabama. Of course, shout out Tank Jones. If any of y'all know Tank Jones, just tell him this is my daily dose of saying we need you, Tank. I already let him know almost every day on Twitter. Hey, we need you at Bama. Roll Tide.
He probably don't hear you. He probably thinking about how much fun he had at Auburn A-Day.
Yeah, that's cool. Everybody has fun. I hope everybody has fun wherever they go, but they know what home at.
All right.
I like, hey man, hey, Will Anderson.
Hey man, we'll see.
I can name some guys, man. Dante Hightower.
Hey, we'll
Jay
see.
Moulton. Hey
We'll
man,
see.
Ruben Foster got an Auburn tattoo on his leg.
Yeah,
well, he covered it up. It's Alabama.
I got an interesting story about that, but I had to tell y'all off there though.
All right. Yeah,
It's funny.
But as always, man, appreciate everybody coming through. Still sorry for the delay earlier, everybody, and thank you for everybody that was subscribing during the show. Currently, right now, is 705 people watching from Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter/X. So if you guys not subscribed to the channel, come on over, subscribe to the channel. Definitely appreciate you guys showing love as always. Coming on in here.
So do we got like do we got 705 likes on this post? Let's see.
That's what I'm saying, man. Gotta bring them over, man. That's what I said.
Something's not wrong, right there.
That's what I'm saying, man. Everybody that's if you're not on YouTube, come on over to the Sharpshooters Podcast. There go the logo in the top right corner. Hit that subscribe button. Just come on over, man. We need the subs over here. We on the road to 800 subs, and we just 30 subs away from 800, but we're trying to hit that 1,000 and so on and so forth. But 1% better every day. Appreciate everybody. But I'm gonna let these guys shout out their channels and all that good stuff, and we gonna get up out of here. But first, we're gonna start with Coach Carl.
Hey man, you know me. It's Coach Carr, man, from the little small town Selma, Alabama, man. Y'all can find me on the block. It's called On the Block Sports Talk with Coach Carr. You can find me on Twitter at Coach KD Taylor. Yeah, just like Brinsky said, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in. 700 some people, man. That's huge, Brinsky. I mean, you're coming a long way, man. Next show, you're probably gonna have 10. Auntie Janet, love you. Hope everything continue to go well for you. Glad to see you here. Tez, John, I know the first time you've been on the screen, John, but I appreciate you showing up, man. Your insight is impeccable, bro. Like in the way that you carry yourself while you're on the mic, man, it's a lot you gotta learn from, bro. I like that. Everybody in the chat, man. Y'all jump down there, man. If you're not subscribed to my channel, touch the little subscription button, man, and give me that 100 subscription, man. And I think I need right now. But I'm gonna start back dropping content soon, real soon. As soon as we get this spring thing over. Be safe out there, man. Keep your head.
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna try to find your link before it's all over with, because that's what I was trying to do while you was talking. Drop it down there so everybody can subscribe. But like I said, everybody go subscribe to his channel. You just see it's On the Block Sports Talk with Coach Carl. If you see that logo in the back of his screen, that's his channel. John.
All right. Head over to Bama Standard Network. I host 2 shows over there, 1 live stream. So Roll Tide Cafes and normal videos I push out with Stephen M, Justin, Marvin, and those guys. Great group of people out there. And then starting my new live stream, College Football Chatter, which B Sharp over here was on my first one. him and Coach Sean, and I definitely would love to have Coach Carl, Tez, all you guys on there. It's not just about Alabama. It's going to be about all the college football's topics. Like we touched on Nico and stuff like that this past week. Other than that, I appreciate the invite. Invite Brinsky, Coach Carl, same thing. Great to meet you. Love watching all you guys' content and everybody out there. Make sure you go to each one, subscribe to each one, right? Support all of them. It's completely free. It does not cost you anything. That's the great thing about YouTube and all that stuff is you can support somebody for free.
There you go. And if you got to, I gotta go back and I'm gonna have it in the description to everybody, all their channels just in case. But like I said, if you're on Twitter and X and Facebook, just come on over to YouTube and subscribe to all 4 channels. Definitely would appreciate it. Our only link I have on hand right now is Tez, but shout out to all the guys. I'm taking Tez time. I'll do that when I come up. But go ahead,
You
Tez. My
good,
fault.
man. You good, man. Man. So yeah, I got a channel. First of all, I'm Tez. Got a channel now. It's called It's SC Season. Gonna be a really interactive show. There's no content yet, but it's coming May 1st. Hope to see all y'all there. Hope I can get these guys to come on and chop it up with me. I'm really excited about it. Working on some really exciting things about that. Man, I've never spoken to 805 people. 705 people at one time. This is kind of weird. I think I should say something important. So I'm gonna leave y'all with just you never seen nobody pushing their car by themselves, right? You never seen nobody pushing their car by themselves. If you stranded, you can get out your car and wave a white flag. The police will pass by you. Everybody will pass by you. But if you get outside that car and you start pushing, within about 3 to 5 minutes, I guarantee you somebody's gonna come help you push because you got a direction. I say that to say that's how I live my life. A lot of us complain about support. Support ain't there. It's because you're not pushing your car. You got to get out. You got to do something. You got to put your first foot forward, and I guarantee you the support will come. Push your car first, and then worry about the support. That's it.
Man, I love that analogy every time you say it, man. And like I said, his link to his channel is in the chat. Like I said, I'm gonna put all the guys' channels in the description. Shout out to all the guys at Bama Standard, man. Definitely been showing a lot of love over there lately from all the guys. Of course, John, we already know him, but getting to know the other guys over there. I already knew JB too, but everybody appreciate Justin. He's doing an amazing job over there. Shout out to KB, Kangaroo Black, another big time content creator, always showing love to all the Alabama channels and really be shouting everybody out, trying to get them to level up. Oh, shout out to Ty, shout out to Coach Sean, Coach Carl, Tez, Arlon, The Haven, Quint. I know I'm at the Giants. All the guys, man. That's what I said, man. There's so many to just name. Appreciate everybody for coming on, showing love. Miss Janet always showing her support all the way through. And y'all already know it don't matter if it's A day, heyday, any day. F them trees, always, forever and a day. Yep. Always and forever. I just want to make sure y'all see his face. Rest in peace to you, my brother. But
When you play a soundbite,
go ahead.
Roll down tide.
There you go. That's the man. That's the man. I gotta get that one.
I'll send it to you.
Oh yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, appreciate everybody coming through. And as always, roll damn tide.